18 here. Old human buys a decommissioned fighter. Finds a message from a lost civilization. Alex had always been fascinated by old technology. While most kids on the colony spent their time in holo games or virtual schools, he preferred to wander the scrapyards, the abandoned hangars, and the dusty corners of the spaceport. There was something magical about machines that had lived before, about the stories they might tell if someone took the time to listen. At 18, Alex had saved every credit he could from part-time jobs and small repairs. Today he walked into the bustling auction hall with a mixture of excitement and nerves. The place was full of collectors, mechanics, and opportunists, all drawn by the promise of old spacecraft. Some came for profit, others for history, but Alex came for adventure. The item up for bid today was a decommissioned starfighter. It was old, its paint chipped and faded, its engines slightly rusted, and most people whispered that it was junk. But to Alex, it gleamed with potential. His heart raced as he stepped closer. The cockpit was dusty, and the panels were scratched, but there was a certain beauty in the design. Sleek, compact, yet clearly built for speed and maneuverability. The auctioneer started the bidding. Going once, going twice, sold! A few more ships went up, but Alex's attention never left the fighter. When the hammer fell on his bid, Alex could hardly believe it. He had won. It was his. The next few hours were a blur of paperwork and payment transfers. Finally, Alex was alone with his prize. The hangar was quiet, filled only with the hum of distant engines and the faint creak of the ship settling. He ran his hand along the hull, imagining the adventures he would have. "Time to see what secrets you hide," he murmured, opening the cockpit. The interior was dusty but intact. Most of the instruments were outdated, but Alex didn't care. He started inspecting the ship, cleaning the panels, checking wires, and testing circuits. Hours passed, and as the colony's sun dipped below the horizon, something unusual caught his eye. A small panel under the control console didn't match the rest of the cockpit. It was slightly newer, almost out of place. Curious, Alex carefully pried it open. Inside was a tiny data module, unlike anything he had seen before. It wasn't part of the ship's standard systems. His pulse quickened. "Who left you here?" he whispered. Using his portable terminal, Alex connected the module. Lines of code scrolled across the screen, complex but not impossible to decrypt. He worked patiently, his fingers moving quickly over the keys. Finally, the module activated a holographic projection. The image was of an alien being, tall and elegant, with shimmering patterns on its skin that shifted like liquid light. Alex's eyes widened. The being spoke in a language he did not recognize, but subtitles appeared instantly. "To the one who finds this message, we are the Elithans. Our civilization has vanished, but we leave this for those clever enough to discover it. A cosmic danger approaches. Prepare, learn, survive." Alex's breath caught. A lost civilization? A warning? And this ship, this junk, was the key. The hologram shifted to a star map, lines connecting distant systems in a pattern Alex had never seen. One point pulsed brightly as if marking a destination. He leaned closer. The map was complex, but the star marked seemed important. Maybe the place the Elithans had hidden their secrets. Alex spent hours studying the message. The more he looked, the more he realized that the Elithans had left clues for those who were clever and resourceful enough to find them.
The module itself was a puzzle.
Hidden within its code were instructions for using the ship in ways no one alive had imagined. For the first time, Alex felt a rush of possibility. This was more than a ship. It was a ticket to discovery, a bridge between humanity and a civilization lost to time. But the message also carried weight. The warning about a cosmic danger was not a story. It was real. Alex thought about the colonies in the nearby systems. Unaware of any threat, he knew that if he could decipher the Elithans' knowledge, he might be humanity's first line of defense. That night he stayed in the cockpit, poring over the data module. He connected the ship's power to a portable energy source, ran tests, and explored hidden compartments. That was when he found it. A small secret drawer beneath the pilot's seat. Inside were ancient tools and schematics, carefully labeled in a language Alex didn't understand at first, but the patterns were clear. "These are for me," Alex whispered, a smile spreading across his face. They knew someone would come looking. He spent the next few days restoring the ship. It was hard work, but Alex loved every moment. He replaced worn circuits, polished the hull, and studied every manual he could find. Using his wits, he solved problems that would have stumped more experienced mechanics. Human ingenuity, he realized, was often just as important as technology itself. During one late-night session, he finally managed to activate a hidden feature of the ship, a dormant AI assistant. A soft light blinked on, and a calm, synthesized voice filled the cockpit. "Greetings, Alex. I am Elira, the ship's AI. The data module you discovered contains guidance from the Elithans. I am programmed to assist you in decoding it."
Alex froze. You know my name?" Elira's voice was calm.
"The module identified you as the Finder. You are the first human to activate this system fully. Your curiosity and persistence meet the criteria set by the Elithans." Alex felt a thrill of pride. No one else on the colony would have thought to check that small panel. No one else would have spent days restoring a ship that everyone else considered worthless. Human determination had earned him this moment. Over the next few hours, Elira guided him through the module. They decrypted portions of the star map, learning about distant systems, abandoned space stations, and ancient Elithan colonies. Alex realized the map wasn't just a guide, it was a test. The Elithans had designed it so only someone clever, resourceful, and persistent could follow it. "This is incredible," Alex said, leaning back in the pilot's seat. "I can actually do this. I can follow their map and learn their secrets." Elira's voice was quiet but firm. "Your skills will be tested. The path ahead is not simple, but your determination is key." The Elithans believed in the potential of resourceful species. "You may prove humanity worthy of their legacy." Alex felt a surge of excitement mixed with responsibility. This was no longer just a personal adventure. The Elithans had left him a challenge, a puzzle, and a warning. And he realized that solving it could shape the future of humanity itself. As he stared at the flickering holographic map, Alex made his decision. He would fully restore the fighter, learn everything the Elithans had left, and follow the path marked on the star map. He didn't yet know what dangers awaited him, but he knew one thing clearly. Humans were clever, determined, and capable of greatness. And that might be enough. The night wore on, but Alex stayed in the cockpit, surrounded by the hum of old machinery, the glow of screens, and the voice of Elira guiding him. Outside, the colony slept, unaware of the adventure beginning in a dusty hangar. But Alex felt ready. He had a ship, a mission, and a mysterious message from a civilization that had vanished long before humans even reached the stars. For the first time, Alex truly understood the meaning of discovery. It was more than curiosity. It was courage, intelligence, and the willingness to take risks where others saw only junk. And as he finally powered down for the night, a smile spread across his face. Tomorrow, the real work would begin. Tomorrow he would unlock the secrets of a lost civilization and prove, in his own way, that humanity was ready for the stars. The fighter sat silently in the hangar, old and forgotten by the world, yet alive with possibility. Inside, Alex dreamed of distant stars, cryptic messages, and the adventures waiting beyond the edge of known space. Humanity had taken its first step toward greatness, and the journey was just beginning. Alex woke before dawn. The hangar bathed in the soft glow of the colony's artificial sun. He had hardly slept. His mind was alive with possibilities, plans, and the secrets of the Elithans. Elira, the AI he had activated the night before, already greeted him as he approached the cockpit. "Good morning, Alex," the AI said in its calm, even voice. "We have much to do. The ship is functional, but many systems require restoration." "Are you ready?" Alex grinned. "Born ready." He climbed into the cockpit and ran through the control panels. Some were intact, but others had been dormant for decades. Elira guided him step by step, highlighting systems hidden from the previous owner, systems that no human had used before. These circuits are part of the Elithan's navigation enhancements, Elira explained. They are designed for precision travel across uncharted regions. I can assist you in activating them, but human problem solving is essential. Some connections require intuition. Alex's hands flew over wires, switches, and old manuals. He loved challenges, especially ones that required thinking rather than brute strength. The colony mechanics often mocked his fascination with old tech, but here, in this dusty hangar, Alex's curiosity and persistence were his greatest assets. Hours passed. Alex replaced worn-out circuits with scavenged parts, reprogrammed the ship's old software, and rewired power conduits. Elira guided him through complex instructions, but when the AI hesitated, Alex improvised. A loose wire became a new connection. A damaged panel was repaired with careful ingenuity. Each step reminded him that human creativity often rivaled advanced technology. By midday, the fighter's engines hummed steadily. Lights flickered to life on the control panels. Alex leaned back, feeling a rush of pride. The ship was awakening.
Almost ready, Elira said.
Before we take flight, I recommend we run simulation tests. Alex spent the afternoon running simulations. He piloted the fighter through virtual asteroid fields, practiced evasive maneuvers, and tested the ship's sensors. Every system functioned better than he had imagined. Elira noted that the Elithans had built redundancy into the fighter, allowing it to adapt to unexpected conditions, something Alex could now take advantage of. As the artificial sun began to set, Alex decided it was time. The ship was ready for its first real flight. He suited up, checking the life support systems and manually inspecting the engines one last time. Elira ran through a final diagnostic.
All systems optimal, the AI confirmed. Shall we proceed? Alex's heart raced.
Yes. Let's go. The hangar doors opened, revealing the vast expanse of the colony's launch bay. Alex engaged the engines. The fighter vibrated beneath him, powerful and eager. He lifted off the ground smoothly, guided by the Elithan's enhanced navigation system. At first, the flight was calm. Alex soared above the colony, watching the streets shrink below him. For a moment, he allowed himself to imagine a world beyond the familiar stars.
Then Elira's voice broke through his thoughts.
Alex, you are approaching the asteroid field indicated on the Elithan's map. Standard navigation will be insufficient. Adaptation is required. Alex squinted at the view ahead. Large rocks floated in space, glinting in the light of a distant star. Some were small, easily avoided, but others were massive, moving unpredictably. He gritted his teeth. Okay, let's see what we can do. The fighter weaved between asteroids with careful precision. Alex relied on instinct, predicting movements faster than the AI could calculate. A massive rock spun toward him unexpectedly. He adjusted the engines, nudging the fighter sideways at the last moment. The ship responded perfectly, its Elithan systems amplifying his input.
That was impressive, Elira said.
Human intuition complemented by Elithan design. This combination is rare. Alex laughed, adrenaline pumping. I'll take that as a compliment. As he exited the asteroid field, a new site appeared on the horizon, a derelict station orbiting a dead planet. The Elithans had marked it clearly on the star map. Alex's pulse quickened. This was what he had been waiting for, a first clue to the civilization that had vanished so long ago. He approached carefully. The station was massive but quiet, its metal surface scarred by time. No lights, no movement, just the silence of centuries. The docking bay doors were closed, but Alex saw a small maintenance hatch still functional. He guided the fighter close, aligning it with the hatch. Elira ran diagnostics. The docking system is intact but partially automated. Manual override required. You may proceed. Alex's hands moved quickly, entering codes and aligning magnetic clamps. The fighter docked smoothly. He exhaled, leaning back in the seat. "Not bad for a first real flight," he said, smiling. He activated the airlock and stepped into the station. Dust motes danced in the light of his helmet, and the silence was almost overwhelming. The station had clearly been abandoned in a hurry, leaving behind machinery, storage crates, and the faint hum of forgotten energy systems. Alex moved through the corridors, following the patterns marked on the Elithan's map. Strange symbols decorated the walls, flowing lines and shapes that pulsed faintly under his touch. He paused before one of the larger rooms. Inside was a holographic console, dusty but intact. Elira projected a series of instructions. "This console contains archives from the Elithan civilization. It may provide further guidance and insights into their disappearance. Caution: the data is vast and may be complex." Alex sat down and activated the console. Holographic images flickered to life: star systems, spacecraft, and cities floating in midair. The Elithans had been artists, scientists, and explorers, leaving their knowledge encoded in beauty and precision. Alex's eyes widened. He had never imagined anything like this. Hours passed as he explored the archives. He discovered records of technological breakthroughs, scientific observations, and cultural histories. But most intriguing was a series of logs describing a cosmic anomaly that threatened the Elithan civilization: powerful energy fluctuations that disrupted star systems. The log suggested that the Elithans had vanished not because of war or disease, but because of forces they could not control.
Alex realized that the warning he had received on the data module was real. The cosmic anomaly might still exist, and humanity could face a similar danger if unprepared.
His excitement mixed with a sense of responsibility. This was no longer just an adventure, it was a mission. As he studied the archives, Elira noted patterns in the data. "Alex, these systems contain hidden tools. They are designed for those resourceful enough to find them. You may be the first human to unlock their potential fully." Alex's mind raced. Combining Elithan technology with human ingenuity, he realized he could enhance the fighter further. Navigation could be more precise, energy systems more efficient, and even stealth capabilities could be adapted. The possibilities seemed endless. Suddenly, a faint light blinked on the outer sensors. Alex frowned. "Elira, check it out." The AI scanned. Unidentified signal detected. "It is weak but appears to be directed at the station. It may be a beacon or a probe left by the Elithans themselves."
Alex's heart pounded. Whoever, or whatever, was sending that signal, it meant he was not alone in discovering this place.
The adventure was just beginning. He knew that the next steps would require more cleverness, more ingenuity, and more courage than he had yet used. For now, he returned to the fighter, planning his next moves. He would explore the station fully, decode the Elithan secrets, and prepare for the journey beyond. Human creativity, intuition, and determination had brought him this far, and he knew they would be essential for what came next. The station, silent and ancient, seemed almost alive in the fading starlight. Alex looked out at the dead planet below, and then at the stars beyond. Somewhere among them were the answers he sought, and possibly the dangers he had been warned about. The first flight had been a success. The first discovery had been made, and Alex felt a thrill he had never known before. Humanity, clever and determined, was ready to reach for the stars. He smiled, gripping the fighter's controls. The journey had only just begun. Alex floated silently through the dim corridors of the Elithan station, his helmet lights casting long shadows on walls that had not seen life for centuries. Every step echoed softly, like whispers of a forgotten era. The station was vast, far larger than any human facility he had ever seen. It was a city in space, built for exploration, knowledge, and the survival of a species that had vanished. He paused at a junction, looking at the intricate patterns etched into the walls. They were unlike any human designs, geometric shapes flowing seamlessly into each other, glowing faintly with a soft blue light. Elira, the AI in his fighter, spoke softly through the comm system. "These symbols are not merely decorative," she said. "They are part of the Elithan's method of encoding information. Each pattern represents data clusters, instructions, or warnings. You must observe carefully to interpret them. Alex ran his gloved hand along the nearest pattern, watching as the glow intensified. Holographic lines flickered to life, projecting complex diagrams in the air before him. Star systems, alien architectures, and swirling energy fields appeared and vanished in seconds. He marveled at the knowledge the Elithans had left behind. So much was advanced, yet perfectly structured to be discovered by someone clever enough to notice the details.
This is incredible, Alex whispered.
They really thought about leaving this for someone like me, Elira agreed. They believed that resourcefulness, creativity, and determination were qualities any species must have to survive. You are demonstrating all three. As Alex moved deeper into the station, he found the central hub, a large chamber filled with consoles, data crystals, and holoprojectors. Dust floated in the air, disturbed only by the movement of his suit. He approached a massive holographic console in the center and activated it. The projector hummed to life, revealing an Elathan figure addressing the room. The figure spoke in their alien language, but subtitles appeared instantly in Alex's visor. "We are the Elathans. Our civilization has faced the cosmic anomaly and has been lost. To those who discover this station, the universe is vast and dangers are many. Knowledge alone is not enough. Wisdom, courage, and ingenuity are required. Use this guidance wisely." Alex felt a shiver of awe. This was not just a message, it was a mission. The Elithans had left their knowledge, but only a species willing to learn, adapt, and think creatively could benefit. And now that responsibility rested on him. He began exploring the data archives. Holographic screens displayed star maps, technological schematics, and scientific research. Alex's eyes widened as he scrolled through the files. The Elithans had mastered energy manipulation, advanced propulsion systems, and navigation methods that defied human understanding, but all were encoded in a way that a clever mind could comprehend.
Hours passed as Alex studied.
He discovered logs of the cosmic anomaly that had threatened the Elithans, a massive, shifting energy wave that disrupted star systems, destabilized planets, and even affected the fabric of space itself. The Elithans had tried to contain it, but it had forced them to evacuate many of their colonies, ultimately leading to their disappearance. "This is serious," Alex muttered. "If something like this happens here, it could wipe out colonies without warning," Elira added. "The Elithans left behind systems designed to monitor, adapt, and respond to this anomaly. You can use them to prepare humanity, but only if you unlock their potential fully," Alex smiled. That sounded like a challenge he could accept. He began integrating Elithan technology with the fighter, carefully testing energy conduits, navigation systems, and hidden AI subroutines. Every adjustment made the ship more efficient and responsive. Elira noted improvements in real time, her voice calm but approving. "You are doing more than restoring the ship," she said. "You are adapting it in ways even the Elithans anticipated. Resourcefulness is key." By evening, Alex had activated a secondary system that allowed the fighter to process complex spatial data instantly. It could now map star systems, detect anomalies, and suggest optimal flight paths through unknown regions. Human intuition and Elithan technology had become a perfect combination. Then, he noticed a new projection in the center of the room, a faint beacon blinking in the distance, far beyond the station. Elira scanned it. "The signal is directed toward an uncharted system," she explained. "It may be a repository of further Elithan knowledge or a protective measure for civilizations that reach this stage of discovery." Alex's pulse quickened. This was exactly what he had hoped for. Another clue, another step in the adventure. He began plotting a course, following the beacon's coordinates. But first, he wanted to explore the station fully. He moved to a section that appeared to be living quarters. Holographic records showed Elithans engaging in daily life, studying, creating art, collaborating. Alex realized these beings were not just scientists, they were artists, thinkers, and dreamers. Their civilization had thrived on knowledge, creativity, and cooperation. He could feel their intelligence in every design, every pattern etched into the walls. "This is amazing," he whispered. They were like us, but more advanced. In the archives, he also found personal logs from Alethan explorers, recounting their efforts to understand the anomaly and protect their species. One record stood out, a warning about the importance of intelligence over strength, of careful planning over brute force. The Alethans had known that survival depended not on power but on cleverness. Alex smiled, feeling a deep connection to these beings. Humans were not as advanced as the Alethans, but they shared the same qualities: curiosity, resourcefulness, and determination. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough. He spent the night organizing the data he had collected, copying critical schematics into the fighter's storage. Elira suggested modifications to integrate Alethan energy systems with human technology, and Alex followed her instructions carefully. By the time he finished, the fighter was more than restored. It was enhanced beyond anything the colony had ever seen. As dawn approached, Alex prepared to leave the station. He paused at the main hub, looking around at the silent remnants of a civilization that had vanished. There was sadness here, but also hope. The Alethans had left their knowledge intentionally, for species clever enough to find it. And now, that responsibility had passed to him. Elira spoke softly, almost reverently. "You have shown creativity, persistence, and intelligence. The Alethans would be pleased." Alex nodded. "I just hope I can use this knowledge the right way. There's so much to do, and so much to learn." He activated the fighter and prepared for departure. The beacon signal from earlier still pulsed in the distance, waiting to be explored. Alex felt a surge of excitement. The journey ahead was unknown, but he knew he was ready. Human ingenuity and determination had brought him this far, and they would carry him forward. As he lifted off, the station receded behind him, a silent monument to a civilization that had once reached for the stars. The fighter's engines purred beneath him, guided by human hands and alien intelligence. Ahead lay uncharted systems, hidden knowledge, and the ever-present mystery of the cosmic anomaly. For the first time, Alex felt the weight of possibility. This was not just about exploration. It was about preparation, understanding, and growth. Humanity had a chance to rise, to learn from the Alethans, and to prove that cleverness, determination, and courage were as powerful as any advanced technology. He adjusted the course toward the blinking beacon, feeling the thrill of adventure and the responsibility it carried. Somewhere out there was more Alethan knowledge, waiting for a human mind to unlock it, and Alex was ready. The star stretched infinitely before him, and for the first time Alex understood the magnitude of what he had discovered. The Alethans had vanished, but their wisdom remained, and with it humanity had a chance to step beyond the known, to explore, learn, and prepare for the cosmic challenges that lay ahead. The first stage of the journey had been completed, but the adventure was only beginning. Alex smiled, gripping the fighter's controls, and pushed onward into the unknown. Alex's fighter glided silently through the black of space, the soft hum of the engines a steady reminder that he was alone, yet not alone. Elira, the AI, was always at his side, guiding him, offering suggestions, and providing information from the Alethan archives. Ahead, the beacon signal pulsed steadily, drawing him toward the next point of discovery. Alex's heart pounded with anticipation. Every star he passed was a step closer to understanding the lost civilization and humanity's place in the universe.
"Are we close?" Alex asked, gripping the controls. "We are approaching the source," Elira replied.
Estimates indicate a station or repository containing advanced Alethan technology. Proceed with caution, as some systems may still be sensitive to manipulation. Alex nodded. Caution was wise, but curiosity burned hotter. After all, this was why he had spent years in hangars, why he had saved every credit, and why he had restored a forgotten fighter. Humans had always survived by thinking, adapting, and exploring. And now he was about to take that ingenuity to a whole new level. The source of the beacon revealed itself slowly, a massive structure floating near a bright young star. Unlike the derelict station he had explored before, this one shimmered faintly, alive with energy. Panels and surfaces glowed as if powered by some ancient and still functioning technology. Alex guided the fighter closer, carefully scanning for hazards. The Elithans left protections, Elira explained. Only species demonstrating cleverness and resourcefulness can access this repository. It appears you meet their criteria. Alex smiled. That sounded like a challenge he could handle. He activated the docking systems and aligned the fighter carefully. As the clamps locked into place, a wave of energy pulsed through the hull. Elira's voice cut in, calm and steady. Systems integrated. You are cleared to enter the repository. Alex unsealed the airlock and stepped inside. The interior was unlike any human station. Panels floated in midair, holographic symbols shimmered across the room, and the walls seemed to pulse with life. He walked cautiously, absorbing every detail. Every surface, every design told a story of intelligence, creativity, and care. This is amazing, Alex whispered. They weren't just smart, they were artists, engineers, and dreamers all at once. Elira projected a series of holographic panels before him. Star maps, energy systems, and cosmic simulations filled the air. The Elithans had created tools not just for exploration, but for understanding the universe itself. And more importantly, they had left instructions, subtle, clever, and precise, on how to use these tools to survive cosmic threats. Alex spent hours learning. He studied energy stabilization methods, planetary shielding systems, and advanced navigation algorithms. Using Elithan tech alongside human intuition, he began modifying his fighter to harness energy more efficiently, anticipate cosmic anomalies, and relay critical information over vast distances.
This is incredible, Alex said.
I can use this to help humanity, not just explore. Elira projected simulations of the cosmic anomaly, the same force that had caused the Elithans' disappearance. Shifting waves of energy, capable of destabilizing star systems, moved through holographic space. The threat was real, and if humans were unprepared, colonies could suffer catastrophic consequences. Humans have creativity, adaptability, and resourcefulness, Elira said. These qualities give you an advantage the Elithans valued. Knowledge alone is insufficient. Human ingenuity completes the systems. Alex nodded. He understood. This was bigger than a personal adventure. This was a responsibility to humanity. The Elithans had left a treasure trove of knowledge, but only those clever enough to discover and use it could benefit. Alex had proven that he was capable, but the next step was to share what he had learned. He plotted a course back toward human space. On the way, he recorded detailed logs of the Elithan technology, ensuring that the information could be transmitted safely. Elira assisted, translating technical data into a form compatible with human systems. As he neared the colony sector, Alex activated a communication channel with the authorities. His heart raced as he waited for a response. Messages came back slowly, filled with skepticism and disbelief. No one had expected an 18-year-old to return from deep space with claims of alien technology and warnings of cosmic threats. "I understand your doubt," Alex said, speaking into the comm. "But the threat is real, and the Elithans left systems to monitor and prepare. I have the knowledge and technology to help humanity survive. All I need is your trust and cooperation." There was silence on the other side. Then, slowly, a senior officer responded, "Show us what you have. If this is real, we will act accordingly." Alex smiled. This was the moment human ingenuity would shine. He activated the fighter's advanced systems. Sensors, energy arrays, and navigation modules came online, demonstrating capabilities beyond anything the colony had seen. Charts and projections displayed the cosmic anomaly, its trajectory, and the potential consequences. The authorities were stunned. The evidence was undeniable. Alex had not only discovered the Elithans' technology, but he had also demonstrated its practical applications. Human creativity had taken the information and made it work, something even the Elithans had anticipated. Over the next few days, Alex worked with engineers, scientists, and administrators. Together, they began building monitoring stations, preparing colonies, and developing strategies to mitigate the effects of the anomaly. Human collaboration, resourcefulness, and determination were key. The Elithan's technology was powerful, but it was Alex's clever use of it that made survival possible. Through it all, Alex remained humble yet confident. He had started as a curious teen, fascinated by old machines. Now he was leading humanity's first steps toward understanding and preparing for a cosmic threat. Every decision, every solution reinforced a single truth. Humans were capable of greatness, especially when intelligence, creativity, and determination guided their actions. One evening, as the colony sunset over the horizon, Alex returned to his fighter. Alira's voice filled the cockpit. "You have proven the value of human ingenuity. The Elithan's legacy is now in capable hands. Future generations will build upon what you have begun." Alex nodded, gazing out at the stars. "This is just the beginning. Humanity can do more than survive. We can explore, learn, and thrive." The stars stretched infinitely before him, each one a possibility, a challenge, a mystery waiting to be solved. The Elithans had vanished, leaving behind knowledge and tools. But humans, clever and determined, were now ready to carry that legacy forward. Alex piloted the fighter toward the colony's main station. Below, lights twinkled as humans went about their daily lives, unaware of the cosmic danger approaching. But thanks to his efforts, they would be ready. And thanks to human ingenuity, they would not face it alone. For Alex, this was more than adventure. It was the start of something larger. Humanity had taken its first step toward greatness not by chance, but through intelligence, perseverance, and courage. The Elithans had set the challenge. Humans had risen to meet it. As he prepared the fighter for its next mission, further exploration, deeper understanding, and continued preparation, Alex felt a thrill of pride. He was no longer just a curious teen in a hangar. He was a pioneer, a bridge between civilizations, and a symbol of what humanity could achieve when cleverness and determination led the way. The journey into the unknown was far from over. The cosmic anomaly still loomed in the distance, new systems awaited discovery, and the Elithan's legacy continued to unfold. But Alex was ready. Humanity was ready, and somewhere deep in space, the stars seemed to shimmer in approval. Alex gripped the controls, eyes fixed on the horizon. The adventure, the responsibility, and the opportunity stretched endlessly before him. He had discovered a lost civilization, unlocked their secrets, and prepared humanity for the challenges ahead. The future was bright, and it was entirely human. With a steady hand and a determined heart, Alex launched the fighter once more, ready to explore, learn, and ensure that humanity's first step toward greatness was only the beginning. The stars awaited, and Alex, clever, resourceful, and brave, was ready to meet them.